What is going on to all my Atlanta fans out there, and welcome back to my channel. We are back breaking down this fourth and final season of Atlanta, episode 4, which was titled Light Skinned, an episode in which we get the return of some OG characters. We got a kidnapping to deal with, and these kids nowadays don't know how to show no damn respect. We're discussing that and so much more in today's spoiler breakdown review. But before we get into it, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell. That way you can stay up to date with all the daily content. You can also give your boy a follow on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. All those links can be found in the description of this very video. Which, speaking of this video, do your boy a favor, hit that thumbs up, share this review. It means a lot to me and I appreciate all the support. But more importantly, I make these reviews to talk to you all. So go ahead and let me know your thoughts on this episode. What did you think about the return of these OG characters? Who related to the family drama? I certainly did. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. But more importantly, let's nip this in the bud. Who was right? Who was wrong? Hashtag were you team Jeannie or hashtag were you team Gloria? Let's talk about it. Pros, cons, deeper meanings, Easter eggs, and everything in between in the comment section. So before we get into the breakdown, just a quick little plug, a friendly reminder. Every single Sunday we go live, diving deeper into the episode with some special guests. So I want to invite you all to join us this Sunday, 12 p.m. Central Time. Hope to see you all there. With that being said, let's get into the breakdown. Full spoilers ahead. As we open the episode with Earn at his parents' house, let's go ahead and roll out the red carpet. We got the return of Gloria, who we haven't seen since season 2, episode 10, which was the FUBU episode, one of the best episodes of the show, very much a classic. And then my boy, who plays Riley, Earn's dad, Isaiah Whitlock Jr., making his return. Now, he hasn't been back since season 1, episode 1, The Big Bang, as Earn and them are going off to church. But my boy Riley, he's going to the mall to get some free time. We're going to talk about him a little bit later in this review. But listen, y'all, one of the things that I thought was just so funny right off the bat, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're in for a classic episode. Did y'all notice that my boy Earn was waiting outside? Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, yeah, he's just waiting. He's just being patient for his family to get ready to go to church and his dad going off to the mall. No, there's a little bit of a deeper meaning and a great callback. Might I remind you of this scene?
No.
Why not?
I can't afford it.
Come on, you really think I'm here for money?
We do. Yes.
Oh yeah, they can't afford his expensive ass. I love that callback. So many great ones that we're going to be talking about in this review. But as I digress, listen, y'all, the reason this episode hit me on a more personal level, and this is what I love about Atlanta, is because it's so relatable, it's funny, I love these characters. We've been in these situations, myself included, not as heightened or as crazy or as scary as some of the situations that these characters find themselves in, but it's the relatability factor, right? And for me, there's multiple layers of relatability in this episode. Number one, the family drama. Now, me personally, I grew up the only child on my mom's side. My dad had a daughter, but we didn't spend that much time together growing up. My mom was the only child, but my grandmother, rest in peace to her, she was one of 5. And I'm telling y'all right now, the stuff going on in this episode with the dad being held captive. Now, my grandmother and her siblings didn't get into kidnapping their parents, but I didn't know my great-grandfather at all. But I knew my great-grandmother for a little bit. She lived to be maybe like 90, 91, 92. She got sick as the older she got. And listen, I remember being a kid and hearing my grandma on the phone. Okay, what we gonna do? Are we gonna put her in a nursing home? No. Her sister saying, no, I can watch her. Then her brother saying, no, I can watch her. And the back and forth, the tension, the beef, going over to a certain family member's house for Christmas and Thanksgiving, hearing the little whispers and drama. I've been there, y'all, and I'm pretty sure y'all have been there too. So many moments in this episode, I'm like, damn, this feels like I'm watching my life, right? And then in particularly going back to another relatable factor in this episode, my boy Earn. He's in the car with his mom, and he's like, Mom, can we get something to eat before we go to church? Now we got to pick up your auntie and your grandfather. And it was just like the sense of like him feeling like a kid again, especially when you think about the last time we saw them on screen together in regards to season 2, episode 10, the FUBU episode when he was a child. I got a lot of that in this episode of him feeling like, he's being respectful obviously to his mother, but he felt like a little kid again, right? And I have been there. I'm a grown-ass man, but I'm telling y'all, when I'm around my mom, I feel sometimes like a kid. Like, you just be like, all right, Mom, like, y'all can relate. Y'all can relate to me, man. And y'all can relate to this episode as I did. Let me know in the comments. But listen, we get the rundown of what's going on with the family drama. So Gloria tells Earn that her and Jeannie are talking again. They haven't talked in a while because she has taken upon herself, her sister, to take care of the dad and has to supervise interactions between the dad. She believes he knows what's best for him and doing the routine because she believes he has dementia. And the thing that Gloria has in mind is this genius master plan I'm gonna steal daddy back. And when she said that, I'm like, oh, it makes so much sense where the pettiness of Earn comes from his own mother. So many great moments, that being one of them. But y'all, we get back into it here again, the relatability of it all. I think you know someone like this. I know someone like this. Aunties, uncles, grandmothers, you name it. Again, my boy Earn, he's hungry. He wants to get a bite to eat. Can we go to the gas station, get some little treats or something? Nah, baby, we're running late. And listen, my mom, when we used to go to church, run late. Like, no, we're like 30 minutes ahead of time. We can go to an amusement park before church begins. But as I digress, when his auntie said, baby, go ahead and dig in my purse and get some cough drops if you're hungry. I have been told that so many damn times. Listen, for all my elderly folks out there who we love and respect, you can't get fulfilled or get your hunger craved after eating some cough drops, y'all. It might help your mind, like you have something in your mouth and tasting the flavors, but you're not going to get full off that. So, oh my goodness, that was just, again, this episode just felt like nostalgia to me, right? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. One of many funny moments in this episode, but it's more in depth within this moment that you kind of get the sense of who Jeannie is. And I've met many aunties like this where they're very judgmental. You know, they don't see it, but they just say whatever's on top of their mind. And it's so inappropriate, right? It's like, what are you talking about? When she asks about Lonnie and Van and, you know, Ern's having small talk with her, but then immediately judgmental time. Well, it's glad you're going to church, baby, because Lord knows you need forgiveness after sleeping with that beautiful girl and having this child without being married. I've met me a few Auntie Jeannies. Let me know if y'all have a couple of those in your family. But as we run it down, y'all, let me tell you something. Your boy damn near died in this episode. It's a very, very traumatic experience for me. I almost died of laughter, ladies and gentlemen. When they finally arrived at church, and they get out of the car. Earn gets out first. Auntie Jeannie gets out second. Hey, baby, can you help your granddad get out the car? And when Earn looks at his mom and she looks back at him, Earn looks at her like, they don't say nothing, but you know the conversation in the eyes. Mama, don't do this. Baby, I'm doing this. As she puts her foot on the gas, takes the car away with the dad in the back seat. That almost killed me. When I died is this moment here. It's the reaction of Auntie Jeannie and Earn, like, she's looking at him like, what the hell, bro? That moment to me had me down. I had to pause the episode because I had to call 911 and had to resuscitate myself because I was dead at that point. Such a goddamn funny moment. I want to know, did you laugh as hard as I did in that moment? And if you did, RIP to you because we both died at that moment. But that was just hilarious. Again, as we get back into the breakdown, they're now in church. And again, feeling like, because I'll be honest, I haven't been to church in a long time. It's not that I don't believe in God or a higher power. Church just ain't my thing. To each their own. No offense taken to those that go to church on a regular basis, but I haven't been in years. But I used to go a lot when I was a kid. Man, being in that environment, a Baptist church in particular, seeing the praise dances with the memes and the mimes, I should say, I've been there, man. But man, it just brought me back. Though, why was church so long? Those 2-hour sermons from like 9, and there was 3 of them. There was what, the 9-11s, the 10 to 12s, the 1 to 3s. So much church. That's your whole damn day. Hey, praise be, right? To each their own, man. But again, this just brought me back to so many moments. But we see Earn. He steps outside. He calls his dad like, Dad, I need your help. Mama's out with his, what can I do with Mom? He's like, listen, I don't know. I don't control my wife. I can't control her actions. I am enjoying my day off. We're going to talk about him a little bit later. I'm enjoying my day off. It's my only day of the week, 3 hours a week before these kids get in here and ruins everything. You got good sense, son. You can take care of it. I've been with this family for 30 years. You can take care of it. I love the shot when Ern's looking up at the black Jesus, by the way, which I love that. Almost kind of like, what would Jesus do? What would Ern do in this moment? Well, in this very moment, Ern decides to walk out of church. But unfortunately, Auntie Jeannie has seen too many Criminal Minds episodes. She's a detective. She already wrapped up this case before Ern even called his dad. You're in on it, and I'm going to follow you to the end of the earth as he is heading to the studio with Al. Shout out to Auntie Jeannie because she just had me dying this episode. But as we transition to the actual studio time here, we see Al in the studio with Atlanta's own Gunna, who he is dealing with his own situation right now in real life with the Rico case. So shout out to him. Great seeing him in this episode, but he's getting schooled by my boy Al in a game of Uno, y'all. But listen, It's a brief, quick moment, but did y'all notice again, we talk about the anxiety, the tension, the depression, everything's going on with Al, and he was ready to go, man. He was lock and loaded, had his gun when he heard the argument going on, only to find out that it was Ern and obviously his auntie. As she comes in, family emergency meeting, we got to get this nipped in the bud, and she's ready to go. Al didn't get the memo. He spills the beans like, Auntie, listen, I ain't had nothing to do with, Auntie Gloria taking Grandpa. It's like, oh, so you ain't on it too. Again, she's just solving everything as she takes it upon herself to fix this whole issue. I have seen this happen before. You call this person, that person calls the next person, and all that, and it's like a game of telephone. She gets on the phone, and she calls her brother Willie, played by my boy Cat Williams, who we get back, a.k.a. Alligator Man. It's so good to see him back. She tells Willie, go ahead and call Pearl. She tells Pearl to go ahead and call Gloria, and it's time to have this family discussion, and I couldn't keep myself from just smiling and laughing this episode. It just, again, it felt like nostalgia. It felt like a throwback episode. This is a classic episode to me. I don't care what y'all say. This is classic. This will go down as like top 5 Atlanta episode for me personally. I can't wait to rewatch this episode several times as I rewatch the series once it does go off air, which just breaks my heart. But we're not there quite yet. But it's in this conversation again where Cat Williams as Willie always knows how to hit those comedic beats. Listen, I can't tell you the situation. I can't get into the whole reasons why, but the word kid is in kidnapping, so it's mathematically impossible to kidnap your dad. So funny, man. As we see, Jeannie, she is concerned about the dad because, like I mentioned earlier, he's suffering from dementia. And she's the only one that can provide them with the medicine, this, that, and the third. And Pearl's like, why can't you just show Gloria how to give dad the medicine? It's just that easy. It's like, okay, I see what's going on here. I should have known why I couldn't trust y'all. Y'all have hated me since I was a little kid. And the reason y'all hate me is because I'm light-skinned. Obviously, the hint, wink, wink, nod, nod. That's the title of the episode. That is just such. We've had our fair share of light-skinned conversations within the world of Atlanta, especially in season 3 with Erin's episode. But man, when she said that, with her yellow dress to match her complexion, and hearing Pearl and hearing Gloria and my boy Willie on the phone just cracking up like, no, we don't hate you because you're light-skinned. It's because you're evil, which, I mean, yeah, she does have her, again, let me know who was right, who was wrong. But again, just stepping back from the comedy, just really diving deep into the conversation about like, and it's not just black families, it's Italian families, Asian families, all Mexican families, all the families out there have these type of experiences where, again, I think this speaks deeper to a generational type of issue at hand where these families feel like they have to prove their parents right, especially when they're older and they feel like they're in a position of life where they can take care of them and they want to be the number one kid and maybe even making up for lost time. Because we even know in this episode, and this is where Auntie Jeannie kind of took the L for me when she went to that extra level, when she cuts deep to her sister and tells her only reason she doing that is because she, when she was a kid, didn't get to spend time with daddy because daddy had all kids around Atlanta and he forgot her birthday and Christmas. And that's where I felt that emotional gravitas in this scene where she hangs up because it did cut deep. And again, it speaks to that generational family issues. And I'll just speak for myself and not for all black cultures, but I just know for myself and cousins and friends and relationships, there always seems to be some type of theme of just generational trauma of keeping things hidden, keeping things secret, keeping things suppressed, and it comes out in the wrong way, like kidnapping your dad, right? When Jeannie, I mean, she's not Jeannie, but Gloria's in the wrong. You don't know. You don't handle things like that, right? But again, this speaks to the greater drama of just like keeping a beef for that long, man, and keeping that trauma in so long. And again, it comes out in a wrong manner. So episode, the writing, the moments, the family drama, again, relatable, hilarious, but very serious topics that we can all, again, it is not just a black thing, it's a cultural thing for everyone. Everyone has family drama. We can all relate to that. That's what makes this episode very special and very, very great in my opinion. But very important moment. As all this is going down, she calls the cops, right? She gets the cops involved, which was another great moment. Again, like I said, the cops are there. They're doing the wellness check, and the dad, he's doing good, y'all. He's like, I'm with my daughter. I'm safe. He slips up and says he's in Egypt. She hangs up by that time. But again, it was just a conversation before that. It was just so real in that moment. But I want y'all to notice The importance of this moment for Earn and Al, because Al is like, kind of joking around the situation, but Ern's just kind of upset because he's like, man, I don't want to end up like them, right? And this goes back to, as I mentioned earlier in the episode, that FUBU episode, a classic episode, but again, it shows their dynamic as cousins. And maybe this is foreshadowing to what's to come. I'm going to play a clip for you all just to remind you of that episode.
Up for yourself.
Mm-hmm. And you and your cousin got to look out for each other.
You guys look out for each other now. Or get your feet out that chair.
The question I have for you all is, will they end up like their aunties? Will they be fighting all the time, bickering all the time? We already know from season 1 that there was some tension. There was some time that Earn and Al didn't talk because of him losing his mom and really maybe Earn not being there like he should have been for his cousin, especially the way that they grew up together. So I'm very curious, was this foreshadowing, or are they going to be different? Are they going to, I don't want to say be better than their parents, even though parents want their kids to be better and have better lives and situation, but I wonder will they go down a different path and stay homies and stay close and work together, in life. So very curious. Let me know your thoughts on that. But as that's going on, we see the Bobby Schmurder exit door as they go out, and the lady tells him, just don't look back, which again, I don't know if that's more foreshadowing. Is that saying that eventually, Earn's going to go off to LA. I don't know if Al's going to go with him or go off on his own journey, but I think that's a little bit of foreshadowing on what's to come for those two characters. But again, just shouting him back out, and a great performance by Auntie Jeannie as we hear her on the phone with the cops. Like, no, he's not a kid. Let me speak to your manager. What a great performance. But while all that was going on, we got to check in with my man Riley, Uncle Riley, as he is in the mall, which no one's there. Everyone's at church. He got 3 hours to himself to just go ahead and enjoy himself, but more importantly, take care of himself. Get him a new phone that has a new night vision going on. As we see him getting his shoes shined, he has that conversation with his son a little bit earlier about the kidnapping. He's like, son, I ain't got time for that. I'm enjoying myself. I'm on a schedule. As we see him going through the mall, all the salespeople trying to get his attention. No, I'm good. I'm on a schedule. It just takes that one lady who is a perfect salesperson, because she hit on all those notes, y'all. I used to be in sales, and it's just like certain things, what to say, how to say it, how to capture their intention. She is working the magic. She points out all the things as far as, she makes them smile. Oh, you don't got to buy anything. You're too strong-willed from that. We see my man Riley putting on the different hats, trying on the first one, trying on the third one, and then she hits him with that wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, special move. When she's like, I got this. Nah, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to go ahead and put that pressure on you. And he's like, no, go ahead. You can show me. She pulls out that secret weapon, y'all. She pulls out that secret weapon, the special, and points it out. This is the throwback Rudy Ray Moore Dolomite. This is the I'm Gonna Hit You Sucker Goldie, the Mac Pimp hat. Perfect. My man is sold. He is rocking it. He's going through the mall, feeling himself. I'm like, shout out to Riley, man. He is really feeling good. Until this moment happens. So he finds himself, he didn't realize how much time went by. Everyone's out at church. The kids are taking over now. The new generation is just mucking up at things. He's going through the mall. He comes across these kids who's poking fun of him about his hat. They force him into taking a picture. And again, hilarious, but it's so personal, man. I felt so bad for Riley because he was embarrassed. I don't know if there's a social media meme that connects to this, and there probably is one, but I just felt bad for him as he's looking away while he's taking a picture. And again, he feels embarrassed, man. These damn kids never let people be themselves. Everything has to be a viral sensation. Everything has to be, just a joke to them. And I'm telling y'all, I'm an Isaiah Whitlock Jr. fan. I was praying that we were going to get this catchphrase right here.
Yeah, cheap. Yeah.
Damn, man, that was a missed opportunity. I would have loved for him to give that kid that when he asked for the photo. But as I digress, as we wrap up this episode, we're at the family dinner. Earn points out that it's not dinner if it's past, it's earlier than 5 p.m. Time to wrap up the dinner. They get the check. The mom realizes, and we know she's a penny pitcher from the episode from FUBU. She's like, oh, man, I forgot about our bread. Hey, waiter, before you get the check, can you give us the bread? Like, oh, well, you want me to hold the check? No, you can give us the check, give us the bread, box it up. Well, I got to ask my manager. Why you got to ask your manager for that? While my man Riley's just boiled up. He's obviously embarrassed. New generation, talking to his wife the way she is. Just listen to your elders. Listen to the older folks. He just slammed on the table. Damn it, boy. Get us the bread. We can get the hell out of here. Yes, sir. I apologize. And as we wrap up the episode here.
Y'all want to rock your red box tonight?
Yeah.
Classic land in my eyes. 10 out of 10, A+++. Love this episode. Now, I will say, Where's Van? Where's my boy Darius? We haven't seen Darius since the end of episode 2 and 3. We haven't seen Van since episode 1. So I want to get them back in the mix, see what they've been up to this whole time. But I do want to do a quick shout out to these amazing performances, starting off with Nicole Brianna White, who played the auntie. She was hilarious. She was amazing. I loved it, even though she was wrong, y'all. I love the performance. And then shout out to the legend, the GOAT, the OG himself, Isaiah Whitlock Jr. What a great performance. I don't think we'll see them again, but if this was the last time we see those characters, they went out in a bang. Really enjoyed them. But I also want to give a shout out to the writer of this episode, who always tends to write some of the best and funniest episodes. Shout out to Stefani Robinson, who, again, y'all, I can put it on the screen now. She has had her hands in some of the best and funniest episodes, and she has another one under her belt. Shout out to her. Shout out to this episode. I loved it. Now, again, we will be diving a little bit deeper into this episode of Sunday. Again, 12 p.m. Central Time. We'll leave that link in the description of this video. I love this episode, but that's just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments. Again, the family drama, did you relate to it? How did you feel about the performances? Did you relate to these characters, like I said? And again, if you're still here at this point in the episode or in this review, put in the comments, hashtag who was right, who was wrong. Were you team Jeannie? Were you team Gloria? If you're still here, put that in the comments right now. You all have been awesome. Hope you had a good time, because I certainly did. Again, just a friendly reminder to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any of my content. Hope to see you this Sunday. Go ahead and hit that button that's in front of my face right now. Go ahead and check out my other Atlanta reviews and my most recent review, and we'll catch you all on the next breakdown.